Hello everybody, my name is Bob and we're playing my CSGO basic training. What this is a way for me to get rid of old bad habits and improve my game, get out of silver. And so mainly it's a process of my self-education. If you derive any benefit from it, that's great. But mostly it's me struggling to be a better CSGO player. And CSGO is the hardest first-person shooter in existence. So. And the topic today is counter-strafing. What is counter-strafing? With any weapon, but especially with rifles and with pistols like the Desert Eagle, when you're moving, you're very inaccurate, and you can be. In the case of Desert Eagle, you're extremely inaccurate. I'm getting on a headshot only deagle server. That means that body shots don't count. They won't hurt you. Only headshots work, and you only get a deagle. Sorry about the cough. So that's the deal. Headshots only, deagle only, and that's because the deagle is a. Let me turn the volume down on this right quick. I can't hear myself talk. That's because the deagle is a weapon that is very sensitive to movement. So if you're moving, you're very inaccurate. So when you counter strafe, what you do is you say you're strafing left, then you hit the right key and then you fire. So for that instant, you're very accurate. Also, if you're moving forward, let's say you're on the terrorist side, and you have a deagle, and you're trying to move toward the bomb site, so you run into somebody. You immediately hit the back key and then fire, because for that second, while you're canceled out your movement, you are very accurate. And of course, the deagle is a very powerful pistol, but it is super inaccurate if you're moving. Your best bet is to actually be squatting down while you're firing it. And I take forever to kill this guy. Goddamn. But to counter, so that you're not a sitting duck while you're firing it, what you do is if you're moving left, you hit the right key right quick, then fire. Well, hopefully while you're aiming at the target, aiming at the head. Or if you're moving forward, you hit the back key to counteract your motion. And then for that moment that you're not moving, or that your movement is canceled out, you're very accurate. And I am awful at strafing, as you can tell from this here, but I'm learning it a little bit better. It's very difficult to get the timing right for canceling out your movement and firing and being aimed at the guy's head. And occasionally I resorted to squatting on some of these. That guy's just sitting there like he's got nothing better to do. Come on, kill him. Yeah, you could probably just stick that in his neck and pull the trigger, and that would get the job done. Okay, that was not a very good demonstration of what strafing is, because that whole thing there just totally sucked. Sucked a big egg. But I'm before this, I would say that my emphasis on the importance of strafing was almost nil. That's why I liked SMG so much. With an SMG, it doesn't matter that much as long as you're at close range. You can be jumping and moving and whatever. You stick that thing in their belly button, hold down the trigger till they die. But with rifles and with the Desert Eagle, if you're moving, you're very inaccurate. If you're jumping, you're even more inaccurate. And the only rifle that's not true of is the Scout. The Scout is a very weak sniper rifle, but you can be jumping all over the place with that thing, and it's not going to affect its aim any. It's very accurate. Oh, how did you miss that? You can see my crosshairs kind of zooming in and out as I counter strafe, but unfortunately I'm not usually getting the counter strafe quite on mark. Now, if they don't see you, you can just stop, squat down, point at their head, boom. But you don't get that luxury very often. That's one reason why deagles are more often and more better used if you're playing CT rather than terrorist, because CTs often are just holding a position. They're let's say here at cat, they're waiting, pointing at the area where they expect the guys to come through, and then they can just pull the trigger. So you see it much more often, and it's much better used for the counter-terrorist side than the terrorist side. Now, right now, dumbass. Right now is mostly bots. I do get some humans coming to visit me because this is a public server, but just I happen to only have bots on this now. Let's see if I strafed good that time. And it's hard enough, honestly, with bots, because if you're not used to really paying attention to your strafing, you know, you're not going to be good at it. If you don't practice your strafing, like with this, you're not going to be good at it. And I have not paid that much attention to counter-strafing. And of course, the bots are mostly aiming for body shots anyway, so I could just stand there perfectly still and aim at their heads, but that's not going to work too good against people. Wow. I'm just using this guy as my own personal test dummy to practice my counter-strafing. Apparently I've run out of bullets here. Oh no, I still have a few. Not many. Yeah, guy wasn't even looking at you. You could have taken all the time in the world to blow his brains out. What the hell's wrong with you? Okay, that's a good one. That wasn't a counter-strafe, but it was a good shot. Very little counter-strafing on that one. Not a great deal. Oh, and as you could probably tell, because I can't run the webcam and the record the game at the same time. Are you gonna kill him? Kill him, please, kill him. Oh, you're almost zooming in on him. Oh, yeah, you're out of bullets. Let's go ahead and keep. Oh, he finally got me in the head. Okay. What was I saying? Wow. That thought just went out of my head. Sure enough. Oh well. Shit happens. Oh, and although I'm using a deagle here, because that's sort of the in a lot of ways it's the most inaccurate while moving weapon. And plus it's a pistol, so if you don't get a headshot, it doesn't count quite as much as it would if it were a rifle. That's really the perfect way to test your counter-strafing. Although I'm really not not counter-strafing worth shit right now. Seems like my crosshairs zoom in after he's already left the scene. Oh, and I got killed. Killed by a bot. Oh, you see, the one bot knifed another. That's because they shoot for the belly pretty much, and so they run out of ammo, so they have to wind up using knives. That's assuming I let them live so long. Which, as things are going right now, they're probably having a real long life expectancy. There's not a huge number of bots on the server too either. It's like me versus 4 bots. Let's see, he was trying to go for the knife. Now, what I said about this being a better weapon for the CTs than for the Ts, that's true. But the CTs have the tremendously cheaty and awesomely awesome 5.7. So if you have a choice between a Desert Eagle and 5.7, I would probably go with the 5.7 because the movement inaccuracy is not as high. It's very damaging, and you can run with it with much more success. And you can just spam bullets. There's not much recoil. Oh, that's a pretty one. Why aren't you doing more like that one, Bob? Come on, dude. Yeah, like that one too. That was a good one. Wasn't much of a demonstration of counter-strafing. Yeah, if you're backing up from somebody and you want to counter-strafe, I would have to tap the forward key. Yeah, see, if I had a 5.7 there, I would just be pumping it into his belly. I wouldn't even care. I'd be just, yeah, but obviously you want to aim for headshots, but hey, you don't really have to be just ridiculously precise with the 5.7. You just keep pulling the trigger till they die. Oh, now we got a human playing. I got a knife killer. Apparently my bullets were... Or I was... Well, I'm not sure what my reasoning was. Maybe I figured it was easier to stab them. Yeah, that crouch firing is actually kind of lazy because with most humans, they ain't gonna let you get away with that shit. They're gonna aim at your head and bye-bye. So that's why you really need to work on the counter-strafing, because humans are not quite as stupid as the bots, and they aim for your head. So now, if you're lying in wait for somebody, like if you're on CT side and you're lying in wait for somebody, then sure, crouching is perfectly legit. The deagle, one of his benefits is if you're still, is relatively accurate at long ranges and relatively damaging at long ranges. So at fairly long ranges, you'll still get a one-hit kill if you're aiming for the head. Oh, I've apparently given up on strafing on that guy. Yeah, I got him that time. Yeah, they already did a back strafe, and that was good. Seems like back strafes are easier in a lot of ways than front strafes or side strafes to me to counteract. I got a kill on a human there. But that was mainly because he had to reload. He had a reload issue. Because this guy's just not even looking at me. I'm not even worried about strafing him. Now the problem with oh well, I got killed. I got killed by the human. I thought that was a little too crispy to be a bot. The problem with doing the forward and backward strafing is they don't really have to change their aim very much to hit you. I mean, maybe they'll hit you in the chest instead of the head, but it's not very good as a way of avoiding being hit. Now, if you're on the T side, like I said, and you're moving through to get to the objective, then it can be good simply to counteract your motion, so you've got an accurate shot. So you hit back, and then at the same moment shoot. But as far as avoiding bullets, it's not a very good strategy in itself. It's just mainly a good strategy for getting it accurate for a shot. But strafing back and forth would not be very good if you were in a strafe dance with somebody. Oh, deagles, another benefit of deagles is they're very good for wall bangings. They wall bang very well. Come on, kill him. Thank you. They got excellent wall penetration. So you can shoot through doors like those double doors, or through boxes or whatever, and they have very good penetration. But it's not a very accurate weapon if you're moving. So if you're planning on staying alive when somebody's shooting at you, then you have to counter-strafe, and that's what this demonstration's or this practice is all about, is counter-strafing, which I suck at. But that's why I'm doing my basic training, trying to get back to basics, trying to unlearn bad habits, which I have plenty of, and get better. Get good, noob. And I'm not sure why I didn't cut this, but whatever. Yeah, so that's basically it. Basically, I suck at counter-strafing, and I want to get better at it. And to get better at it requires practice. Now we're back to bots only here, I think. Going on a headshot only servers is just great journal practice. I mean, even if it's not deagle only, if it's a headshot only, that trains you to really aim for the head. Take the time with your shot that you need to take to make sure you get that head kill, because if you're not going for a head kill for the first shot of the encounter, odds are that your enemy is, and most weapons it only takes one. At some point in the near future, I'm going to do one of these for shotguns and for SMGs. I actually quite like doing SMGs in a match because they're cheap. You get a good kill reward, and they're easy to use. As long as you're in close quarters. Now, if you're in long range combat, you're screwed. You're just completely fucked. That'd be a good time when for you to have a deagle in your pistol slot. Now there I was just not even trying to strafe. I just took my time, lined up on his head while he was reloading, and blew his brains out. Now you see the bots also strafe, but I don't know how much they are focusing on only shooting when they do the counter strafe, because there's a how did I miss that guy? Hi there. Now if they're oblivious to you, you could take your time and line up a nice shot, blow their brains out. But you don't always have that luxury, and if you don't have that luxury, then you got to counter strafe, because you can't count on them being stupid all the time, because you're going to be frustrated in that desire to have stupid opponents at all times. Very often they're going to be smart. Very often they're going to be better than you, and so if you want to have a chance of winning the encounter. And if that first shot, whoever saw first, if their shot did not did not do the job, then you're probably going to need to counter-strafe. 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 Now, I was being sloppy there because I know the bots don't aim for shit. So, if that was a human being, that I probably would have gotten killed very quickly. Well, that was a decent counter-strafe, but I missed. So... I'm damn determined to kill this dude. There we go. Yeah, that was sloppy. A human would not be allowing me to just stand there like that and take my time to get a nice aim. That was a good one. That was a decent one. The deagle is seriously one of the most difficult weapons to use in the... you could have gotten the knife out and killed him on that one. Deagle is seriously one of the most difficult weapons to use in the game because of the very, very awful movement accuracy. And at this point I started getting horrible lag from my recording, and so I had to quit for a while and then restart. Yeah, I was being lazy there. I wasn't even trying to create counter-strafe. Sometimes little micro strafes can be much more help you get a more accurate shot, but then you're not making them re-aim too much. So I think that was a good, pretty good back strafe I did there. And the back strafes are only good for bringing your accuracy in. You notice that the crosshairs I have set, they react to how accurate I am. Yeah, if you're moving forward, you're not very accurate, but you hit that counter strafe backwards, and that'll bring you right up to maximum accuracy. And so that's what that's useful for. It's not useful for not getting shot. So if you're, like I said, if you're on T side. You just you're moving forward. You counter somebody. You just quickly hit that back strafe button. Yeah, I could have done that with a toothpick. I could have killed him with a toothpick there. You quickly hit that back strafe button, and then your shot will be accurate. Oh, I got a human. Or actually, the human got me, I should say. The human got me! Yep, that was a human. And he killed me. And he was doing the counter-strafing thing too. Except he was doing it better than I was. Trying to get a wall bang there. Oh, that was a nice shot. Yeah, there I was doing a backstrafing, which again, not too good for avoiding enemy bullets, but for if you got to move and then shoot, move forward then shoot. That's what you need to do. And I'm going to proceed to really suck. Yeah, he did his strafes right, and I did not do my strafes very well. Alright, I guess that's all for right now. I'm going to be doing additional basic training videos on SMG, shotguns, and then more on the rifles. Alright, so long.